Hello everyone, welcome to Power Electronics lecture series. In today's video, we're going to take a look at output performance parameters of rectifiers. So let's get started. So at the first place, we need to understand what are performance parameters and why do we need that, isn't it? So performance parameters are often required to compare rectifier configurations. So there are various classification in rectifiers which we have seen in our previous video, and in order to select which is the best one among them and compare, performance parameters are required. So basically they evaluate the performance of the system. Output performance parameters indicate we'll only be talking with respect to certain output values. So that is why they're called as output performance parameters. Now we will be taking a look at the first output performance parameter, that is average output voltage or average load voltage. So in general, can we write from the definition of average value? So V out is considered as average output voltage. So 1 over T into integration of 0 to T into V out into dt. This is small V out in general. So for example, if you're considering a signal, so you have a signal like this. This is pi and this is 2 pi. For the entire signal, if you want to find the average value, we need to basically sum up each of these values, isn't it? Summing is actually given by integration, isn't it? So that is why 0 to t and overall time period is given as t. I hope this point is clear. Now let us do a small evaluation. Now what we will be doing is replace t by omega t. What will happen is differentiate this with respect to t. You will be getting 1 equal to omega, isn't it? Because differentiation of t with respect to dt will obviously be equal to 1. So 1 is equal to omega. Can we write this 1 is equal to 2 pi f? Isn't it? Omega can be written as 2 pi f. Now, can we write this as 1 over f is equal to 2 pi? But we know that 1 over f is nothing but time period t. So basically t is equal to 2 pi. So we will be substituting this value. If we consider this as equation 2 and this as 1, substituting 2 in 1, we will be getting V out is equal to 1 by 2 pi into integration of 0 to 2 pi into V out into d omega t. Substituting t by omega t, isn't it? That is why d omega t. So this is a very important expression of average output voltage which is required while substituting in the formulas to determine. So these are very important parameters. So each one of them are very much important. So make a note of it. So these are the parameters in which we will be comparing. Once we see the working of a circuit, we will be finding the average value. So these are the steps that we will be following. Step number 2 is to find out RMS output voltage. So RMS voltage in general, by definition, if we consider with respect to V out, that is V out RMS, can be given as bracket open square root of 1 over 2 pi, which is basically the total time period, into integration of 0 to 2 pi, which we have found out previously, that is 2 pi is the time period, V out square into d omega t. Now again you might ask me a question, how did we arrive at this formula? So from the fundamental definition of RMS value, root of the mean value, which is given by the total time period division and integration, square of the value. Root means square. Square is nothing but V out square over here. So that is how we will be arriving at this particular formula. Again, this is a very important formula. Please make a note of it. So these are very much important so that we can directly substitute in case of evaluating the performance parameters. Now we know two performance parameters. What is the third one? This you would have studied in basic electrical engineering as well. So in general, form factor is given as the ratio of RMS value by average value, isn't it? So RMS value you would have already found out by equation number 2 that we had seen, or the second parameter. Average value also you would have seen and found out. So based on these two values, we will be deciding what is the form factor of that particular circuit. So again, it's a very important parameter. Now we will be looking at the fourth important performance parameters, that is ripple factor. So in general, ripple factor can be written as square root of form factor square minus 1. So basically, once you find the value of form factor, ripple factor will be straightforward substitution of form factor whole square minus 1 square root. So I hope this point is also clear. The fifth and important parameter is rectification efficiency. In general, rectification efficiency represented as in this form is the ratio of output DC power whole divided by output AC power. So what is the power available with respect to DC at the output terminals to the AC power is basically the definition of rectification efficiency. So in general, output DC power is given as V out into I out, isn't it? Product of V into I. Similarly, output AC power is given as V out or into I out, or RMS value of output voltages. I hope this point is clear. The next important factor is transformer utilization factor, which is also called as TUF. So this is again a very important parameter. So the definition of TUF is given as the ratio of output DC power whole divided by input secondary volt ampere. Input secondary VA volt ampere rating. So basically, when you have a transformer, the secondary volt ampere is basically Vs into Is. So average output voltage, we again know output power V out into I out. Input secondary volt ampere is nothing but Vs into Is, that is available at the secondary of the transformer. So this is how we define transformer utilization factor. Finally, we have ripple frequency, which is defined as follows. So ripple frequency is equal to number of pulses per cycle into frequency. So number of pulses per cycle into frequency. So this is again a very important parameter that we will be seeing for most of the converter configurations in general for n pulse converter. So if we consider the number of pulses for a specific converter as n, so you will be getting ripple frequency is equal to n into f. So this formula will be helpful if we are considering one pulse converter. Ripple frequency will be 1 into f, that is nothing but the frequency itself. For 2 pulse converter, 2 into frequency, 3 into frequency. So in that way, it will help us to determine the ripple frequency of that particular converter configuration. I hope all these output performance parameters are clearly understood. In case you have any questions with respect to this video, feel free to reach out by typing in your questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.